Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Allahumma in taj'al Qur'ana rabi'a qalbina wa nura sadrina. ربنا اتمم لنا نورا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا ربنا زدنا علما أجمعين إن شاء الله ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Brothers and sisters, this is Ustad Asif Mehri Ali class of Sunday, January 26, 2025. My name is Nisar Shaikh and I will be continue facilitating grammatically analysis of the Surah An Naziat, Surah number 79 in the Quranic sequence. And inshallah, this will be session 3. Brothers and sisters, as I mentioned repeatedly, and I have to repeat this thing again and again because some new people may have joined in the class. As you know, our classes consist of a basic level to middle level and the advanced students. Inshallah, I will try to satisfy all the requirements if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless me with the facility. So as I mentioned in every session, unlike most other classes, in our class, we analyze each ayah both grammatically and morphologically, assign the meaning to each word and then to the ayah, and finally compare our translation with the work of the scholars. Our hope, our aim, our mission is that one day, with the permission, grace, or rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be able to look any ayah of the Musaf and will not only understand it, but also be able to feel its beauty, depth, and eloquence of the message deep inside our hearts. Inshallah, Allahumma antajil Qur'ana rabi'a qulubina wa nura sadur. But before we proceed with the analysis, brothers and sisters, I would like to, as usual, re-emphasize or reiterate that I am not an alim or even a teacher, but merely a student of the Quran who spend many hours per week to collect all the information possible from number of Arab books, which you can see right now shown in the screen, and dictionaries, so that it saves us a lot of time and make it easy for you to study it. So on the screen, as I mentioned right now, you can see the name of the scholars and their respective Arab books. But as mentioned repeatedly, the most of the time, almost all the time, we basically follow Dr. Suleiman Jaqub. But to satisfy the thirst or the thing for our advanced students, I have tried my best to collect the information from other Arab books. For example, Nur-e-Yaqeen by Muhammad Ali Mahmood, Bahjat Abdul Saleh, a very authentic volumes, about 17 volumes of the Arab al-Quran. Darwesh Muhyiddin, which has an 8 volume. Dr. Fakhruddin Qubaba, which have a 5 volume, very extensive work, alhamdulillah. Muhammad Shafi has done for each Juz, 30 Juz, is alhamdulillah. And I look at the dictionary of Qazi Abdul Salam, and also my dear friends and my colleague in other class, Brother Saeed Shah. He is a Rabul Quran. But for the search purposes, brothers and sisters, that means for the vocabulary and conjugation of each word, I consult a number of dictionaries, mostly the Quranic one, as I mentioned repeatedly, such as Bril and Badawi, excellent work, only limited to Quran, and also John Penrice and Nadawi. These three dictionaries are specific for the Quran only. Dr. Lutfur Rahman and more journal but a detailed dictionary of elsewhere. And quite often I follow my dear Brother Zahid, my previous ustad, from his notes to collect all these words. And that make my task much easier. Alhamdulillah. Then, brother and sister, for your convenience, I write the original conjugation of each word right off the page of the ayah so that it can facilitate all of us, including myself, to translate the ayah easily. So we do, first of all, literary translation by taking the meaning from the dictionaries of the ayah, and then we compare this thing to our scholars. Alhamdulillah. Brothers and sisters, of course, as I repeatedly said, I am just a human being, merely a student, and I can make mistakes. So first of all, I seek forgiveness in advance from my Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then from you all if I make any mistakes, and humbly rather encourage you to help me to correct these mistakes. Brothers and sisters, I said repeatedly before that I had a stroke, and I had a second episode of stroke, so my tongue become very stammered, and quite often I cannot read the word properly. So please forgive me for that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me for that. Inshallah, I will try my best as possible to make it as correct as possible. Brothers and sisters, therefore, on the screen right now, you can see my email address, which is very specific for this class, so that I can respond to your questions quickly and effectively. Brothers and sisters, please do write to me. I do encourage you to. And my apologies for those who did write to me during my case. And inshallah, within this week, I will try to answer their question. My sincere apologies because I was not well for the last 2-3 months. And my medical staff has advised me not to even look at or on the screen more than 5-10 minutes. Inshallah, after saying that, we should proceed to the analysis. Let me open the page, brother and sister. Just bear with me for a couple of minutes. And also, brother and sister, my sincere apologies. You will see some breaks in the recording these days because after at least 15-20 minutes, or maximum half an hour, I do have to take a break to give some rest for my brain before I can speak again. So my apologies. So inshallah, brother and sister, we will start our class from the ayah number 10 onward, inshallah. So, but as usual, what we do, we go very quickly, revise our previous work, just only the translation very quickly, not anything, couple of minutes, so that we know the context. You know, وَالنَّازِيَاتِ غَرْقًا وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has swearing, as taking an oath of the angels who extract forcefully and violently the souls of the wicked people. وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. And there are other angels who act briskly and who draw the soul out gently and swiftly for the believers. وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا. And this talking about the other type of angels. There are other angels who glide in the heaven swiftly, you know, and also the other angels who race each other to outrace each other to perform the task of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which has been assigned to them. فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا. This is where the Jawab Qasam came in. Yawma tarjiful rajifa. Tarjiful rajifa. And those who carry out the planning or managing, obediently conducting the affairs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then now you say, now this is a jawab it comes in, which is mazoof here, fal mudabbirati amra. And the jawab we did say, wahuwa latub asunna ayyuhul kafirun. He says, surely you will be resurrected, O disbeliever. Okay. So, resurrected the day when? Yawma tarjuful rajifa. The day the earth, the day the first trumpet will be blown. Okay? And there's a different meaning for that. I think I took the very simple meaning and I have explained this thing. I have explained this very clearly last time. Okay. And here I will say there may be in the Yawma Tarjufu Rajifa, it could be Uzkar. Remember, consider the day when the earth will tremble, convulse like a convulsion, with the first blast of the trumpet. Then we have Tattabi'uha Har Radifa, and this blast, first blast, will be followed immediately by the subsequent blast, or the second blast, you call it afterquake, okay? As some of the translators say, and the aftershock follows it. Kulubun Yawma Izin Wajifa. Okay? And they say some heart that day, because Kulubun is Nakra. Therefore, the translator is some heart, or some dying. Someday, some hearts will be trembling, pounding, trembling in horror, pounding thing, wajifa, okay? Or will palpitate. Absaruha Khashia, and this is actually Dr. Fakhruddin Kubaba believes this is the jawab came in, Kulubun Yawmazin Wajifa, Absaruhu Khashia, and their eyes would be cast down and they would be humbled. Their hearts will be palpitate, pounding, and the eyes, their vision will be cast down. Here we are starting right now after describing both days of the first trumpet, when everybody will be resurrected, and the second trumpet, when first trumpet where everything will be destroyed, and the second trumpet where everything would be, living thing will be resurrected. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the next ayah describing Yakuluna inna la marduduna fil hafira. Fil hafira. Yakuluna inna la marduduna fil hafira. So, brothers and sisters, the very first thing we do, as we said repeatedly, some of them who join the class at the basic level, etc. First of all, we will see what type of sentence it is. Okay, we can see Yakuluna. It started with the thing. Yakuluna, if you look through carefully, Yakuluna is a fail. Is a fail in Islam. This is the made. La marduduna, we will come back to the law here. It's a noun. Fi harfijad, is a noun. Hal, lam killing. Okay, so once we know what is what, we decided, differentiated between the harf, between the fail, and between the ism. And we know it started with yakuluna, it started with this verb, so actually it's a jumla failure. Okay, when jumla failure comes in, first thing we look through what type of fail it is, what is status of this failing, what form of the fail it is. Okay, and then we look through it's five, and if there is a maf'ul bihi, and so forth and so on. Okay, so that's what we call Arab. Arab, you look to the status of each and every category of the words in a sentence, and we define that. And this is the emphasis of our classes, because it will tell you the beauty of the sentence, and it's also tell you the eloquency of the language. Okay? So we say yakulun. We already decided is a fail, and we saw ya there. Ya immediately give it up. There is a madariya, fail madari. Okay, so we write down here. Now we go a little bit faster. I think, just let me fix my pen, please. I think we usually use 1.5 or 2. Let's try 2. So it is, we agree, this is Mudariyun. And Mudariyun, its status is Marfu'un. And what's the sign of a Marfu? What is the sign of the Marfu? What is the state of the Marfu? Here the sign of the Marfu is Noon. And Waw is a file, which is Waw Jamati. We'll come back. Okay. Madariya Marfu'un. And I will write down this sabut. I will just say seen, saw here. Sabut An-Nuni. And brother and sister, then we say, why noon? Why sabut? Why is the sign of marfu is noon? Because it belongs to al-afalu al-khamsati. It is 5 special fails. Remember? And we studied that thing in Medina book 1 and 2. Okay. So we say la nahu. I think maybe it's too thick. Let's cut down 1.5. La nahu al-afalu al-khamsati. It belongs to those 5 special nouns. Okay. And wow here, brothers and sisters, we did many times. It's wow here. Oh, sorry. I think we usually use a blue for that because that's a file. Oh, beg your pardon. There. So what is wow here, brothers and sisters? This wow is N, which is the second. Say al wow. What is it? This is wow jamati. It's actually a damire muttasil. And it is mabni ala sukoon. There's always sukoon on the ya, which we don't write. Okay, mabni ala sukoon. And it came as fi mahalli rafin. Why, brother and sister? Because it's a file. We did since last year, it became very easy and apparent. Okay. And since the jumla started, a new jumla started, the jumla istanafia. And what is the Arab of jumla istanafia, brothers and sisters? La ma'alla min al-Arab, because it is anafia. So the jumla min fail, which is yakulu, and its file is waw jamati. Okay. And this it has no standing in the Arab. La mahalla la min al-Arab. Why? And the reason is istanafia. Okay. That's easy. Alhamdulillah. Now, next word is illa. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. You can see the harf immediately, right? Harf, and then you can also see the ism here. What is the 2 harfs? The harf is in, and plus now. Okay, it's plus in plus now. Okay, so the 3 word constitution. What is the first one? One, two, three. First word is harfo istifham. We did it. Everybody knows this. This is the book number 1. Harfu istifham. And it is always mabni ala fatha. Mean, brother, sister, here it stands for mabni Ain start for alamata and so forth. Okay. And F, and when I write fa, it's called a fi mehalli, whatever it is. Okay. Number two is inna, two lines. This is harf tawqidu nasbin. Harf tawqidun nasbin. And it is mabni ala, always fatah. Present sister, now inna came, we will be looking what? We'll be looking at ismo inna. So remember, brother and sister. So we will be looking ismo inna, right? So, so where is the ismo inna? Na. Third line, na is ismo inna, which is damiro muttasilun mabni ala sukun. There's always sukun here. Mabni ala sukun. And fi mehalli, this sister, you know all the time, ismo inna is always mansub. And khabro inna is always marfu. The reverse is for kana. Okay, always remember that. Okay. Fi mehalli nasbin. This is ismo in. Yes, sister. Alhamdulillah. And this is Hamzatul Wasal. That's why I put that swat there. Okay, so it's ismo. So far, so good. Now, la marduduna. La marduduna. Brother, sister, I have explained a long time before, actually repeatedly, that whenever inna comes in, it shifts the taqid from mubtada to the khabar. For here, from ismo inna, they go to the khabar. Okay, so it shifts to the khabar. And I think this type of lam, I told you before, is a lamu taqid, and this lamu taqid is called al-muzalaka. Al-muzalaka. I think I have shown you that just very quickly. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Just give me 1 minute. Usually I open this thing up, but I was not going to show that thing to, because we have done so many times. But again, those of you who are new, so it will be good to very quickly look at it and revise it. Okay. No, sister, it's not. My apologies of not getting ready before. Usually I have it ready, but I was not going to. It's a mud ball. No. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, there we go. There we go. Remember, brothers and sisters, when the instrument of emphasis always, inna is instrument of emphasis, lam ibtida is instrument of emphasis. When inna plus lam come together, so inna shift the lam, this lam become lamo muzalaka. So I have described here. There we go. Lamo this muzalaka is a displaced lam. It is so called because it should have been prefixed to ismo inna, but it was pushed by inna to its khabar. Pushed by inna to its khabar. Okay, so this is what called the lamu muzalaka. So here we write down this lam. The inna came, so the lam from the na is shifted to its khabar, which is mard. So what we call it here. So I'm going to make 2 lines here, brothers and sisters. First line is lam and marduduna. So the first one is called Allamo Tawqidi. Since it came to the khabar now, not ismo inna, it becomes his name is al-muzalaka. Lamu al, what? لك. There we go. Muz, muzah. Okay. Lamu muzalkatu. Lamu muzalkatu. And it is related to fi hasira. Related to this word which is coming here. Okay. It's mutalik fi bil hasira. Fi hasira. It is. So, and it is a harf. Lamu muzalka is actually harf. And it is mabni ala fatah. And it is mutalik. It's mutalik marduduna. Okay. So, and marduduna is what? The second word, brothers and sisters. This is, as we mentioned, is lam moved to the khabar. It become khabru inna. Khabru inna. And khabru inna is marfu. Ismu inna is mansub. And what is the sign? What is the sign of marfu here? What is the alamat? Alamat or rafa, which is dhamma. Alamat or rafa is al-wa'u. Maduduna al-wa'u. And why, brother and sister? Because it is Jama Muzakkir Salim. Da innahu Jama Muzakkir Salim. Okay. Jama Muzakkirin Salim. Okay. And brother and sister, since inna came, sorry, Jumla, this Jumla, remember we said it started with the Jumla failure, right? Jumla failure, started with the Jumla failure. So this Jumla now with the Jumla failure, this I will write down. When Kala comes in, the Kula come in, it always have a Silla. Kala comes in, it always have a Silla. And what is the Silla of Kala? We draw the line here. I'm not going to repeat those principles again in the game. There are several things with whenever Kala comes, it has a Silla to complete its meaning. Okay. So Jumla min inna wa ismuha wa khabruha is la mahalla min al-Arab because it's sillatul, it is silla al-mawsul. Sillatul mawsuli. Okay. I beg your pardon. I think just give me a minute. I think there's a mistake here in a notes. Just give me a minute, brothers and sisters. Somehow I lost the ribbon again. So sorry, I'm going to pause the recording for 1 minute. I have to cough. Sorry, brothers and sisters, break. But I think I made there's a mistake in the notes. Very serious mistake in the notes. Actually, I just realized whenever Kala comes in, it has a makule call. Kala means they say. They say what? That is whatever said. Therefore, every time kala comes in, the following it, makule call, what has been said by him. Actually, brother and sister, makule call is by simplicity. Simple reason is actually mafule bhai. Mafule bhai of kala. But it's a fancy way of just saying it. What they say and what they say is makule call. Makule call is what has been said, right? What has been said. So jumla means inna wa ismuha wa khabruha become a makule call of kala or makule. Okay. So I think there was I think the cut and paste mistake in my notes, and then I caught it right now. So I think there's something was wrong. You know. So ये आ गया makule call. According, which is equivalent to mafule bhai. So kala, they say, and what they say is inna la marduduna fil akhirah. Okay, but our scholars actually in an Indo-Pakistan script, the entire jumla inna la marduduna fil akhirati is entire should be makule call. But in Arabic grammarian, basically they say inna wa ismuha wa khabruha makule call, and they say jaro majrur is a section attached with it. Okay, so all right, so Alhamdulillah, I think we covered that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then next is very easy, brothers and sisters. Fi is harf jar, so we're going to rush here. Harf jarrin and is mabni ala sukoon. There's always, brothers and sisters, there's a sukoon here which you don't see. Al hafiratun. Since harf jar comes in, followed by a noun, it becomes ism majroor. When noun comes with the noun, either is a naatu manut or mudaf mudaf ilayhi. When harf jar comes with a noun, it becomes jaru majroor, or the noun becomes ism majroor. This is for the basic the basic class. Okay. So it is ism majroor and alamat jarra. What is alamat being majroor? You can see the kasratul zahira. Okay. Now these two now, which is both of them combined called jaro, beg your pardon, jaru majrurun, jarun wa majrurun. And is always, as I mentioned, jaru majrur or zarf is always mutalliq something. Okay. Here is mutalliq be ismu fa'il, which is ismu fa'il be marduduna. When we do the vocabulary, then we do. Right now we say mutalliq bismu fa'il. I beg you to pardon, maful. what I'm saying. Ismu maful. I say maf. When I'm writing right. I'm saying something wrong. Marduduna, marduduna. It's a maful. Okay, ismu maful, mardudun. Okay, I think we did marduduna before, right? Did we do? No, we haven't done that. So that's why this mistake. Talik bi mardudun. So jar majroor is always mutalik something, I think you know. So let's look at the brothers and sister very quickly. Let's try to the translation. When we do the vocabulary, we could look at the words and how the words are made up, and then we go forward. Okay, kala we have many times, so I didn't do that. What is mardud? Li mardudun. Okay, li mardudun. So here, the brothers and sister, the words are, I'm sorry I didn't code it this time. Let me just quickly do that. So this is lemma. Okay, lemma. I apologize for that, brothers and sisters. Maybe rather wasting you guys' time, I should quickly do that, and I'll come back in a few minutes actually. So it will save time because your time is very precious. I should have done this earlier. So, brothers and sisters, the word marduduna, marduduna. The root word for that is ra, dal is mudaf. Means that ain kalma is double. Ain kalma is double. Okay. So it is see, Pala. So this kalma, ain kalma is fail double. Fail. Okay. So radda from Bab Nasra, radda yaraddu, raddan, maradan, maradan, or riddatan. Riddatan. Yaruddu, raddan, maradan, riddatan. To make someone or something go back, to return, to revert, to bring back is radda. To bring back is radda. To go somewhere back. In Urdu, remember, we call raddi. Anyway, so the form two is raddada. Yuraddidu tardidan. And intensive form is radda yuraddu. So to repeat saying something time after time is radda. Radadda. Radadda. Okay. To reiterate. Form 5 is taradda, taraddada, yataraddadu, taraddudda. To move back and forth, to oscillate. Okay. So forth and so forth. The form 8 is ar, tadda, yataddu, irtidaan, irtidad, irtidadan. To turn back, to renege, to revoke. To renege is artada. Okay. And ismophile is murtadun, one who returns or reneges. One who returns or reneges. Ismo maful from that is mardud. Mar, murtadun, 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 and mardudun. Mardudun is ismo maful. Repelled or returned. Here use it repelled or returned. So it should be returned. So I think we didn't do the translation from the other one, unfortunately. So just give me 1 minute. So I think we should do systematically for the vocabulary. There's a sister just pardon me today. So yakuluna. So what yakuluna? We already know the yakul. They say. I think I already mentioned before. Therefore, I did not pick it up that day. So we write down they say or they will say because it's a madariya. Madariya is present and future. They will say. They will say what? Ainna. Ainna. Here is I is istifam. Here ainna is harfo istifam li inkari. Is negating actually. Okay. And I did not write down, but isme harfo istifam. Harfo istifam li inkari. I think we did before. So ainna is basically what is saying al inkari was ta'ajjub. So basically it's type of a mockingly. Okay. Inna will we, meaning will be will we. Remember talkid in here, okay? I write down to make a little bit better meaning mockingly. They say mockingly because I is or for istifam yankari litajub. Okay, mockingly. So they say mockingly we will Lamarduduna. Lamarduduna. Lamarduduna, repel or return. Repelled or return. But you see harf tawqeed again. A double. Brothers and sisters, here you can see there's a double tawqeed. There's a tawqeed of inna and tawqeed of lamu mazalika. So it's a double. It's a very strong emphasis. Okay. So I will write down. Usually in English we do not write down. Just only indeed is enough. We will. Is here indeed. Oh, wrong pencil. It should be green. We do our translation in green. Indeed, be returned. And remember, it's ismo. It is ismo maf'ul. So it is actually returned. Something returned or reverted to its original thing form. Okay. So indeed, they say mockingly, will we indeed be returned what? Fi fil hafira. Let's look at it. What is hafira? Hafira, brothers and sisters, its root words are hafara from bab samia. Hafara yahfiru. Hafra. To dig the ground. Hafra means hafara, not hafara. I beg your pardon, it's hafra. Word is hafra, not hafra. Hafra is ism. Okay, it's maf'al. Hafra. I don't say hafra because there is no sukun. Hafara. 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 Yahfiru. Hafra. To dig the ground, to excavate, to clear out something like ground, well, or from river. Okay, to clear from something from river. Okay, and hufratun is a pit. Hufratun is a pit, and hafiratun is original state. Former condition is hafiratun. Original state or formal condition is hafiratun. And the graveyard, the digger of graveyard is called al-hafra. Okay, al-hafirun, and the one who dig the ground. Okay, so it is original state. Hafratun is female of hafirun, is called formal condition. But hufratun is pit, ditch, pit or ditch. So fi hafratun means to original state or the formal state. Now, brothers and sisters, you can see the meaning. Meaning becomes so easy. They say, remember from the previous sentence, Kalubun yawmazin jafratun labsar absaruha khashiyat. Okay. And before that, they will say will be. I think it's coming. I think I maybe Roman absaratun. And Yakulu Mainal Madun Hafarun Sa. So they say mockingly, will we indeed be reverted or returned to our original state? Original state? Original state when is coming? Is explanation coming in the final sentence. Okay. So if I have to put into simple words, he will say, or you can look at the Dr. Yakut note. I just give the translation of Dr. Yakut note. So he said, Il Hafratun means returning to our state and the beginning of the matter, right back where we started. Okay, in simple word, right back where we started. So we can become alive afterward that. Remember, say mockingly, means no, we will not be returned. So will we be returned? After into former state, or will we can be alive after our death, after being in graves? So this is what the mockingly comes in. Okay. So let's look at the authentic translation from our scholars and see how they put this thing in. This is the form 10. Copy. Go back here. Okay, here it is. So Dr. Mustafa Khatab, as I mentioned, is the in Dr. Mustafa Khatab has a beautiful translation of the Quran called the Clear Quran. Alhamdulillah, those of you who knew. And so I took in translation from Dr. Mustafa Khatam, from Dr. Mohar Ali, and Sister Iman Torres. Three people we chose as our old edition. Dr. Mustafa Khatam said, but now they ask mockingly. See, he said mockingly. Okay, this is also in bracket. Okay, also in bracket. They ask mockingly. See, but now means that after this. After Glubun, that they will perpetrate and they will become humble. And then they say mockingly, will we really be restored to our former state? Will we be restored to our former state? Dr. Mohral is saying, they say, shall we indeed be reverted to the original state? This is exactly what we said. They say, shall we or will we be? I think shall is better because the taqeed came in. I stand corrected, but I think here, brothers and sisters, I took the word from word by word Quran as usual. And so, but this is in blue is our writing. Okay. So, shall we be reverted or restored to our former stage? Okay. Sister Iman Tor is saying, now, in bracket again, they say, shall we really be returned to the way we were before? She make it very simple. Oh, beg your pardon. Okay, I will ignore that. So I think let's delete this thing and then I can do again. So basically, I think my sister Iman Tor is saying, shall we really be returned to the way we were before? So exactly, I think we did. So Alhamdulillah, we have done this. I hope I made it clear. My apologies of having a little bit misunderstanding and missing as I'm not totally recovered yet. So Alhamdulillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us all. So this is the screenshot of the Arab, and this is the screenshot of the vocab, so that you don't have to look through. And I have taken the other words from the Quran also to explain you the type of words, the different type of words from the same root words, how many other words came in. Okay. So inshallah, we will move on to in a few minutes break. We will move on to the next ayah, inshallah. Look, the Hamza came again. Hamza tul Istifham. Okay, you can see just starting with the harf, sentence starting with the harf, and Iza, which is Zarfu Zaman. We know, alhamdulillah. And Kunna is a Madi, wa fail, as you know. And since Kunna, Kana came in, so we have to look for the Ismo Kana, which is, and we have to look at the Khabro Kana. And as you know, the Khabro Kana is always Mansoob, so you can see right here, Khabro Kana. And since the two ism side by side, Nakta state, and all four conditions are met, so it will become Natamanu. Okay, this become Nata basically. So it become very easy if you just study the Quran like that. So if you open the book without really looking into ourselves, we will never learn. So that's why I kept the ayah clearly in front of us and look through. First, you look what's happening. You can see the fail here, Ismu Ishara here, and again isn't. This noun came here, and noun came here. Because ism and ism, okay? So you can see the sentence is started with harfu istamam, istifham, and followed by the madi nakis. Okay, so let's go. If the madi nakis came in, so we'll be looking for ism and khabar. Very easy. So let's do how many words are here? A and isa. Okay, A is harfu. I think if I do big, so writing become easy, and then we shorten. So the screenshot become better. That's why I do that. Istifham. This is Hamzatul Wasl. Istifham. And this istifham is a mabni ala fatah. And I mentioned last time it is al-inkari. I didn't write last time, but I think I'm going to write now so that you can copy that thing. Al-inkari, denial, wa ta'ajjub, as I mentioned before. Surprise. Yeah, okay. And it's mabni ala fatah. And iza, we already know, is always zarf zaman in al-mustaqbal. 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 Okay. And iza, as you know, brothers and sisters, we mentioned before, is always come. First of all, it is al-mustaqbal, and it is fi mahalli nasbin. It's always once fi mahalli nasbin. Okay. And iza is come, as I explained before, b'mayne shart. Quite often it come b'mayne shart, which is ghair jazim. Means that it will not change, alter the fail after it. Okay. This is ghair jazim. It will not make it majzoom. The fail following it majzoom. Okay. So actually zarf zama al mustaqbil fi mahalli nasbin, and it is wahuwa madaf, and also came as a zarf, is also come as a madaf. Al madafun. Okay. And I said it comes as a yatadammanu. Let me write down actually. I think you guys copy this thing, and then next we will not. We will just mention it, okay? To save time. Yatadamman. Maine. Means that it contains the maine al-sharti. And it is ghair jaz. Okay? It's very easy, you know. And we also said the zarf always point to something. Okay? Mutalik something. What is mutalik to? A mutalik to marduduna. A mutalik to isma maful marduduna. So let me write down, it's a mutalik. Zarf zama. Mutalik. Oh, let me write down better. You have to take a screenshot, so I can't scribble. Ismu maf'ulun marduduna. Okay, so it is mutalik. Mutalik is maf'ul marduduna. So I think this is the I is harfu istifham in inkari wa ta'ajjub. It is showing the ta'ajjub. Okay. Kunna. What is kunna, brothers and sisters? Kun and na. Okay, two words, kana and na. Okay, so it's actually is madin, fele madin. I think first of all I should do like I do two words. Okay, first with madin, nakis. Beg your pardon. Fele nakis, and it is mabni ala sukoon. There's a sukoon on the noon, which is like, okay. And na is damir muttasil. Muttasilun mabni ala sukoon. Sukoon is one here. And it's fi mahalli. What did I say? When kana comes, you have to look for the fele madi, fele nakis comes, you have to look for the ism. Ism fail, right? So fi mahalli and fele kana is always marfu. I beg your pardon, not fail. Ismo kana is always marfu. What I'm saying. I was saying ismo inna is always mansub. Ismo kana is always marfu. So this becomes ismo kana. Subhanallah. May Allah help me. I'm thinking something and uttering something else. मेरे मुत्तसिल मबनी अला सकून फी महल रफिन ismo kana. Okay? Izaman, now ismo kana came in, immediately you can see we look for the khabru kana. You all will remember the khabru kana is mansub, so you can write the in front of you izaman. Okay, so khabru kana is this is and it is mansubun. And alamate fatatul zahira or fatatan. Okay, but I usually don't write fatatan. I will just put a fatah. So that means sometimes fatah, sometimes fatatan. It's one of the same thing. Okay. But now, brothers and sisters, you know, which is very important. We saw here, this is how the systematically Arab is done. Okay. So let's complete it and then we look through something else which we did not cover it yet. Azaman, so I beg your pardon. Izaman, izamin nakhiratan. Nakhiratan. Izamin nakhiratan is a gunna here. Okay. And one way to look at it, the Tajweed rule, this thing is not like that, but like that. When it comes in, that means wanna come in. Okay. So, or we can say izama nakhra or izaman nakhratan. Izaman nakhratan. So, or you can say izamai mai nakhratan. Nakhira, not nakhra, nakhira. So this is not. Beg your pardon my pronunciation, brother and sister. I stand corrected. This is natun, and this is always mansub. Why mansub? Because khabru kana whose naat is mansuban. Huh? Its naat is mansuban. Remember this thing? Sing the rules of the natu manut. I think I repeatedly mentioned something CING, which means the case ending, definite, indefinite, number should be the same, and gender should be the same. These are four characteristics of natu manut. Okay, so you can see the case ending is the same. Okay, case ending of the both are the same. Okay, and both are singular. So both are indefinite, nakra, and number is both are singular, and both are gender wise is oneness. Nakra. See ta. You can see the ta there. Okay. So they become natu manut. Nakhiratun become nat of Islam. Okay. Now, brothers and sisters, one thing very nice you can see, and what you can see that we said iza, and iza is mudaf, zarf zama mudaf. So where is mudaf ilahi? Where is mudaf ilahi? So mudaf ilahi is this jumla, our jumla naqis, which coming beside it is become mudaf ilahi. So we will write down jumla. Oh, let me do the same way I used to do, so there should not be any confusion. So we write down jumla min kana wa ismuha wa khabruha is fi mahalli jarrin is mudafe ilahi for this zarf iza. Okay, so that complete the Arab of this particular section. Okay, so let's quickly look at the translation, then we go forward. Okay, then we go to the second ayah. So I think it would be better this thing. Then you start making sense why the next sentence say kalu tilka. Tilka is an karratun khasira. Khasira. So is a what and when. This what is excellent. What is telling Tajju? What? And then at the same time, when. Kunna, we know kana. Kunna na, we are, or we be, izaman. What is izaman? So let's look through, brothers and sisters. Our vocabulary, which I have prepared for you. Brothers and sisters, it takes many hours to put all the vocabulary together from the different dictionaries. And I'm grateful to Brother Zahid, actually, who has provided great help for me. It make my job much easier, actually. Then originally, when I started, it takes me about 30 hours to prepare and type with one finger all these Arabic words and English words together. Brother and sister, so izaman, its root words are ayin, zoe, emma, mean. Okay, and this is from Bab Kuruma, means Karuma. Azuma, ya zumu, izaman, izamatan. Not then you call it azamatan. Izaman, azamatan. From the throat. Azamatan. To be or become great. Azuma, to be or become great, big, large, magnificent, might, powerful, very dominant. To be heard, distressing, painful, oppressive. All the words come on the azama. Form 2 is azama, yu'azzimu taziman. To observe or to respect. See how the word changing? Ismu tafdeel for this, brothers and sisters, ahzamu. Ahzamu. Great or greatest. Depending whether it come with the min, harfijar or not, it become great. With the harfijar, become great. Without it, become greatest. Superlative. Comparative or superlative. Azimun, brothers and sisters, is ismu fa'il ala sighatul mubalagha. Ismu fa'il ala sighatul mubalagha. Okay? Means great or severe. Great or severe. Azmun is a collective noun. Its plural is izamun. Azmun is a collective noun. Its plural is izamun, means bone or bones. Izamun, its plural is bone. Azmun is bone and izamun is bones. Okay. So we write down here, kunna, we are. Now we say, nakhiratun, nakhira, nakhira, you can see a nut. So what type of bone it is? Now we see what is nakhira. Nakhira. Nakhira, brothers and sisters, is root verb noon, ha, ra, nakhara, yankhuru from bab, nasra. Or from bab daraba, nakhara, yankhiru. Daraba, yadribu. Nakhara, yankhiru is bab daraba. Bab nasra, nakhara, yankhuru is masdar is nakhiran or nakhran. Nakhiran or nakhran. Its meaning are to snort, to snore, to bore, to burrow, to burrow, to eat away. Burrow, to eat away. Okay? And it also have a bab samia, brother and sister. I have it here for you. Let me just write down here. I forgot to. Bab samia. Nakhira, yankharu, nakharan. Means to be eaten. Meaning a little bit change. Okay? Means to be eaten. Okay? To be eaten away. Worm eaten is nakhira. Okay? Worm eaten. Rotten. Decayed. To be crumbled. Okay? Decayed. To be crumbled. Okay? And nakhiratun is rotten or decayed. Rotten or decayed. So you see the difference between the meaning, brother and sister. So when this word, the noun for this, nakhira. Rotten, and the bab samia, nakhira, yankharu, nakharan, to be eaten, away, bone, eaten, rotten, decayed, to be crumbling. And from this word, nakhiratun is rotten or decayed. So this is the nath we came in here. Bones, what is? Nakhiratun is decayed or became hollowed. So now you can see the meaning so nicely. So they're saying what? When we were bones decayed, then what? Kalu. Okay? When we come, then it's become a more thing actually. The other thing is, brothers and sisters, here actually, Nakhratun, according to Dr. Yaqut, it came in the meaning of Baliyatun. Came in the meaning of Baliyatun. So this is equal to Baliyatun. And this is root words are ba, if you want to look at it, lam and wow, or it's also in a dictionary ba, lam and ya. Both way you can look through. It means that dilapidated, worn out. Dilapidated or worn out. Beg your pardon. Dilapidated or worn. Okay? It's the same meaning as nakhira. 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 Okay? So let's look at the authentic translation for our Ustad, which is 9 now, this one. Copy from here. We go back to class here. Since I want to cover quite a bit more so today, so we have to rush a little bit now. Okay. So brothers and sisters, our Ustad, what translation we did from our vocabulary, we say, what? When we are born decayed, then what happened? Kalu, what they said, okay? Now, our authentic translation, translator, we're telling Dr. Mustafa Khattab, even after we have been reduced to decay bones, even after, we say what? Dr. Mohorali, will that be when we are bones rotten to dust? Iman Tourist, even after we are crumbled bones, even after we are crumbled bones, even after we are crumbled bones. Okay. So you see, if you look at the context, brothers and sisters, they were saying that we will bring back to the Limaduduna. There we go. There we go. Okay. They say, indeed, indeed, shall we be reverted to our original state? We were mockingly and original state, even when we were bones decayed, even when we are totally hollowed bones. Okay. Even we totally hollowed bones. Okay. Anyway, I just want to make a comment about Hamza to Istifham. Okay. For instance, the Hamza to Istifham is an interrogative letter built on a fatah, say Mabni ala fatah. Istifham is in letter, Mabni ala fatah, it's Mabni ala fatah. And it indicates the denial. Remember, as inkari wa tajib, it indicates increased denier from those who deny the resurrection, like the original sentence we say, yakuluna ainna lamarduduna fil hafira iza kunna izaman nakhira. When we were decayed bone, hollowed bone, we will be resurrected. So basically, if you look at the meaning here, I think it's very extensive meaning, brother and sister. Mockingly, actually, they say, if I have to translate it, I will say, they say mockingly, it may be thinkable that if one just died, to come back in an original shape. But after even those bones have extend to the decay that they become hollow, never mind were the flesh only, will they be brought back to his original state? Then we will be brought back to original state. So that's what the basically meaning is. As you go through, there are other areas. There are other area of the Quran. I think Surah Al Isra, and I think I have it somewhere. Yeah, but here it is. I will write down for you notes. Okay, the other place of the Quran where this similar thing is used, and there's a meaning with that. I will put it here for you guys to make a note. Let me extend it. That's Surah Isra, 17 Surah, Ayah 49 and oh, I don't think 98. I think I made a mistake there actually. Something I have to check. I only check. I think one of them. 40. What I did here. Just give me a minute. I will check quickly on my phone. Sometime in a rush, brothers and sisters, these days I'm making quite a bit of mistake. Just forgive me for that. Just 1 minute. I will look at my phone. Surah 17. There we go. And this is ayah number 49. Okay. So I will confirm right down. I don't know what. I think it's cut and paste mistake. Ayah 49. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's ayah 49. Okay. I said 17, ayah 49. 17 ayah Isra. Okay. So there says a similar type of thing. Here is Aiza kunna izaman nakhira. They say wakalu Aiza kunna izaman warufatan inna lamab asuna halakan jadidan. And they say, when we were bones and crumbled, I beg your pardon, let me take this, bones and crumbled particles, will we truly be resurrected as a new creation? Halakan jadidan. Mabasuna recorrected. Abasa, right? Recorrected. No, sorry, Basa. Basa. The word Basa. Okay? So this is a very similar thing came in Al Isra, the thing. And I may be, when I say 98, there may be one other place similar thing happened. Let me just check 1 minute. So if I have not made a mistake, I think sometime my brain actually these days is not functioning as should have. Yes, brother and sister, I think the same sentence is done. I'm right. Exactly the same sentence is done in Ayah 98. And Ayah 98 which says, Zalika jazahum bi annahum kafaru bi ayatina wa qalu a iza kunna izaman wa rufatan a inna lim asuna halkan jadida. So I think we were right. I think I should write down the both references for you. 49 and 98. And so you can look it through. And 98 on the same surah. So I think this sentence that means repeated 3 times in the Quran. Look at the importance of this sentence. Okay. The other thing, brother and sister, which is very important here, I'm sorry we take a lot of time, but it's very, very, very important to understand that. Remember we said, brother and sister, there's Iza is mudaf, right? So we have to have a mudaf ilayhi. Iza we also said b'mayne shart. This is ghair jawab. So if it's a b'mayne shart, where is the jawab? Where is the jawab of shart? So actually, brothers and sisters, jawab of shart is mahsoob. Okay. So I will write down here for you guys. Just draw the line here like that. We will say jawab. Jawab is mahsoob. And our Ustad tells us, Dr. I think it's from Dr. Yaqut. If not, it must be from Dr. Fakhruddin Kubaba, but I think mostly Dr. Yaqut. I forgot to write the reference here. He said, Aiza kunna izamun. Okay, the same sentence. Aiza kunna. The same thing. I mean, izamun. And now the jawab comes in. Nu raddu. Radda. Remember we said return. We did last thing. If you say matuduna, it's the same word. Va basa. Na basa. Na basu. Na basu. Okay. So meaning that why and how we were born, inherited and wiped out, decayed and utterly decayed, be resurrected and brought back, be returned and brought back. Okay, so he is returned and resurrected. This is return, we return and we resurrected. Okay, this is we. No. Okay, so the jawab shart is we're saying Iza kunna, iza man, raddu, manabsu. Okay. Is emphasized. It's actually asloob shart here is emphasizing the denial of the resurrection. This is important. Okay. It emphasizes the denial of the resurrection. That would be asloob shart. Okay. I'm not writing that thing. I think it should be enough. More than enough. I think we covered it. We covered it in many angles. That is, they say mockingly, it may be thinkable if one just died But after even his bones had decayed and become hollowed and become utterly destroyed, walk out, utterly decayed to the extent they become hollow, never mind the flesh. Okay? Really, we will be back to the original state. So this is a mockingly. So now we go to the next ayah. Kalu tilka izan karratun khasira. Khasira. Kalu tilka izan karratun khasira. Now, brother and sister, you can see Kalu looks like a fi'l madi. If you look through just looking, tilka ismu ishara, izan is the harf jawab, and karratun is looks like a khabar of tilka, and khasratun karratun, khasriyatun is look like an atomanut. So if you can look through, very easily you would be able to distinguish. That's a little bit practice, you know. So you can say, what is Kalu now? So Kalu is fi'l madin. Let me just see this. Fi'l madin mabni ala sukun. So you can see the sukun here. Fi'l madi mabni ala sukun. And you can also see wow here, and we did many times. So wow is basically the file. This wow here, basically the file. So we say al wow, or we can say wow jamati, which is wow jamati, and this is actually damir muttasil, which is mabni ala sukun. There's always sukun on the wow, which you don't see. Mabni ala sukun. Excuse me. And it's fi mahalli rafil file. Excuse me, brother, sister, after half an hour of speaking, my throat gets a bit itchy. My apologies for that. And brothers and sisters, since the Jumla is starting here with a new thing, so this obviously is Jumla. Jumla Istanafiya. So Jumla min, I'm going to rush now because we're slightly behind schedule. Fail plus file. But as our Ustad used to say, we're not going to rush too much as we skip the particular explanation. The whole idea of the class is to really understand the meaning of the ayah and assign the meaning to particular words and learn the standing of the particular word in an ayah. So jumla min fail of file is la mahalla min al-i'rab. Why? Because it is istinafiya. Istinafiya. Okay, so easy. Now, tilka, brothers and sisters, as we learn in a book 2 or book 1, but in a book 1 is ismu ishara. So for the people, for the beginners class, for the beginners bit, we just say tilka is ismu ishara, and most likely it is here as mubtada, the way is coming in our thing. Actually, but for the advanced people, tilka is actually divided into, I will refresh for those in the advanced class, that tilka consists of basically 3 words: ta, lam, and ka. Okay, and ta here is actually ismu ishara. I beg your pardon, ismu ishara, and it is always mabni ala sukun. See the T, ya here, mabni ala sukun. I think we don't write it, okay? Oops, excuse me. Yeah. And make it a bit better. Mabni ala sukun on what? On al-yaw, al-sukun ala ya'i. Beg your pardon? Because of the harf jar alam. Al-mazufati, which is Meh Sufati, and it is Man'an. Why? We covered many times. Because it is Iltiqai Sakini. Saki, night. Okay? Meeting of the two schools. And here, brother and sister, is actually is the ta for the basic students. The whole tilka is mubtada, but actually here, when you divide into three sections, only the tilka, only the ta is the mubtada, and mubtada is always marfu. So we say fi mehalli rafin, even though you see the kasra here. That's why we call fi mehalli. See, you can see the kasra here, but we say fi mehalli because mubtada is always marfu. So it is mubtada. Okay. Number two item here is, brother and sister, alarm. And this actually, alarm is for lil board, for selling the thing is far. Lil board. And is a harf and is mabni ala sukun. Okay. Number three item here, line with you. What is al-kaf? Oh, it is again harf for khitab, and it is mabni ala fatha. Okay. So these are tilkais and three divided. And brothers and sisters, you always remember, as we mentioned in the previous ayah also, kalu came. Whenever kalu came, kalu means they said. Now we have they said what, right? So usually in other form, the word they have a you get mafule bahi. When the kalu comes in, now mafule bahi actually become a makule call. So what it is? So, but what is makule call? The entire sentence. Now we have a mubtada. Somewhere you can see we have a khabar here. When we go to that route, I will explain. I think this may be a khabar. So this sentence here become makul call. Okay. So here I'm going to write down so we before we forget, and then we pick it up, inshallah. So we say here, last item in that thing is jumla min mubtada, which is tilka or ta, plus khabar, which is coming later on. This entire jumla is fi mehalli, because mafule bahi is always nasban. So fi mehalli, mafule bahi is mansoob. Fi mehalli nasban, and it is makule call. It's been what has been said. Makule qawli. Okay, and this will continue. We we are using a red line, brothers and sisters, so we continue the same protocol. Okay, and then we'll continue underneath. I will draw the line here. And this is the Mukule call line. Okay, we will fix it up, inshallah, afterwards. So, Izan. So actually, this word can also be written when we do the vocab. You will see that this can be written. Izan. Okay. And this is actually an harfu jawab. and I will explain. Okay. I think we do it blue for that. It requires some explanation. And it is mabni ala sukun. Brothers and sisters, remember all the time, our scholar also tell us that I think we need a bit of room. Just give me 1 minute, and I will bring this thing up. Okay. This is for saving time. I have it, and I'm going to remove this for the timing. Okay. This is halfway jawab. And our scholar tell us that most of the time, almost all the time, whenever ism comes in, it always come with with two type of harfi shartin can be either in or law, and whenever they come in, this in and law, either it is apparent, is come before, or it is muqaddar, or you have to estimate it or imply it. Okay. And our scholar tell us, I will write down this sentence what they did, and you can, I have already done the translation from you guys, and then you just see it. They say wa and it is, means the isn't it is. Wa yati, means it comes. Kasiran, often. Ma, with harfi. ऐसी वजह से harfaini. Noon, because come as a madab, the noon, we miss the noon. Okay. So ya will remain. Harfi al-sharti means the two short words. And what are they? The two short words are either in, which is jazm of friendly, which makes the two jazm, etc., or is law. Okay. Sometime when we have a little bit extra time, I will explain the difference between use of the two. And these two words can be zahirin, which is apron, or muqaddarin. And these I call it apron and implied, or you have to estimate. Okay, correct? Okay. Now we have to look for the takdiruhu of that sharti lafz. Okay, we'll come back inshallah. Okay, so first let's finish it and then we come back. Yes. Following this karratun. Now, brother and sister, he is a mubtada, and you have a marfu noun coming after that, and that becomes his khabar. So I think I'll go back to my pen. Khabar, and it is marfu. And alamat rafa is dammatan. Okay? Correct? Now karratun. Karratun, khasiratun. Khasira. Karrata, khasira. Karratun, khasiratun. Okay? So this, as you know, we did many times, just to repeat for those guys, you know, who may have forgotten. The quality of Nato Manut, they have to match in 4 conditions. I think I have repeated so many times. Most of those who are regular in the class, they already remember by heart now. And we have we have designed an abbreviation, very simple abbreviation. I call it CING. Okay. Let me write down, and then I will erase it. CING. C is for case. You know, case ending of both of them is the same. Okay. What? I is definite, indefinite. You can see this is indefinite, this is indefinite. They match. Number. they match in number, singular and singular. Gender, they match in the gender. They match in a gender. There's a feminine. Okay, so they become nato manu. Okay, just remember the thing. Sing, C-I-N-G. Case ending depend marfa or nakra, indefinite, definite, same number and same gender. Okay? So khasirata, khasiratun become naat of karma. Naat or sifa. I usually pick up naat because I think the time when we're doing the Dr. Abdul Rahim class, you always have a naat. So I just adopted that thing. But you can do either way. Marfuun and alamat rafa is, you can see the dammatan. Okay. Now, brothers and sisters, number one. Number one, we have to do, first of all, we have to do very quickly. This is a makule call. The entire sentence is now makule call. So I will draw the line here. This line. And we will, this line and here. Okay. Number two item here, we say isn't always come with in a law, right? So here actually our scholars tell us that this thing is mazoob. Okay, and what is mazoob? This is the estimation. For the sake of simplicity, I did beforehand so that it'll save a lot of your time. Okay, so basically you see they mention, our scholar mentioned here that we can estimate it. Muqaddar thing, a takdeer of his takdeer is now actual sentence our scholar tell us is in rudidna, in rudidna ila hafirati haqqan fahiya iza karratan khasira. Okay, so what is the meaning? Very simple. In is if, rudidna, if we return ila hafrati, to the formal state. Haqqan is true. If our return in the formal state is true, then what? Then it would certainly be a losing game. Iza kurratun khasra. Okay. I was not going to do that till we do the meaning. Actually, that's the best thing. We'll come back there, inshallah. But this is the one which I was saying in isn't. When isn't comes in, that means that there is either the in law is apparent, came before, or they are mezo, and you have to estimate it. Okay? This is what, alhamdulillah, we learned. And we also learned that the makule call is tilka izan karratun khatara. Okay, and when we do the meaning, then it becomes a little bit better. Now let's look at the meaning of the hint. We know very easily, we don't do that anymore because we did kala very time. So kalu means they said. They said what? Tilka is this. It's Moshara. You know, the Tilka and Zalika. Isn't. What's the meaning of isn't? I have for you guys, okay? There we go. Isn't, both ways written, meaning then or in that case. If this happened, in that case, or if this happened, then what? Okay, so that's what isn't is. So we write down here, then, or in that case, either way. Karratun. What is karratun? Let's look at the karratun. I put it. Brothers and sisters, it takes actually enormous amount of time to collect all this vocabulary for you guys, alhamdulillah. And I'm really, really very happy to do that as long as we all learn together, inshallah. And I will show you just example, just the Surah An Naziat. Just to have the Surah Naziat, this is the entire vocabulary of the Surah Naziat in different ways. Okay? These are pages after pages. And alhamdulillah, even though I have been spoiled in my life, for my secretarial staff and so forth. For these, I'm retired now. So I have to type each of this word, Arabic word and English word by hand, by almost a single finger. Okay, it takes many hours. It takes about for a 1 week lesson actually. 1 week lesson about take about 15 hours. But I'm very happy to do that. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Because of that, I learn every day. Alhamdulillah. So karratun. The root words are actually it's a mudaf word. You can see what is the definition of mudaf word, brothers and sisters? The the fa, ayin, and lam kalma. The ayin kalma is double. Okay, karra, karra. Okay, kaf, ra, ra. Okay, kaf, ra, ra. From the bab nasra, karra, yakurru, karran, karuran, or takraran. Most of the Urdu speaking people know the takrar, repetition, repetition, reiteration is takrar. Okay. So the meaning of root words are, of form one are, means to return, to reoccur, to turn around, and attach. This is the root word. This is the root word for kam ra ra for bab nasra. But for kaf ra ra for bab pat'a is karra ya karru. Kariran. You can see the mastar is changed. Okay. This is the meaning which came in here. So to rattle in the throat is called karra. Karratun is one time, turn, return, come back, or reoccurrence. All is karratun. Takrar is repetition, as I said, or reiteration of something. Okay. So here we can use come back or reoccurrence or return. Okay. So simple meaning we take it. Then, of course, we have to put something in bracket to make a sentence legible. So would be a return because of nakra. Then it would be a return of what? It's the definition. Return of what? Khasira. 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 What is khasira, brother and sister? I put this together. It has root words are kha, sin, ra, from bab samia, khasira, yaksaru, husran, husran, khasaran, khasaratan, and khusranan. Khusranan. Okay, alif there. Khusranan means to suffer a loss or to lose something. To suffer a loss or to lose something. Okay, and then form 4 is aksara, yuksiru, iksaran, to cause a loss. Form 4 is always, brothers and sisters, causative. These are the words came in Quran, by the way. Okay. And this, so when any time a word comes in, I make sure we have a couple of other words which came in the Quran so you can relate it. And eventually, in a few years' time, we will come, alhamdulillah, very proficient in our vocabulary. Khusran is a noun, is loss or damage. Khasirun is ismufa'il. Its plural is khasiruna, and female and feminine is khasiratun. Khasiratun means loser. Khasiratun, loser. Other words comes in. Aksaru, isma tabdil, this is jama. Makhsaruna, which is isma fa'il lil fail. This fail aksar. Okay. Right? And one who gives less than the correct measure. Okay. So where the word came in, khasiratun, so we put it down. Return would be, because it is a not, rather saying a loser, I will say a losing. So karra, a losing karratun. Okay. Losing karratun khasiratun, a losing return. So we say losing return. So, or you can call it full of loss. A return of full of loss. Okay, both are valid. Okay, a full of loss. Now you can understand. They say kalu tilka. Kalu tilka isn't karratun khasiratun. They said this then would be a return full of loss. So now, what is the qasam? What is the shart? I beg your pardon. What is the shart which is mazoof here, which we have to estimate? Our scholar tell us in rudidna ila hafirati ila hafirati haqqan. If we would return to the former state, if our returning to the former state is true, is haq, is haq, then what happens? Then it would certainly be a losing game. Then it would certainly be our great loss. Okay? So that's basically it implies. Now look at the sentences there. Iza kunna izaman nakh izaman nakhira kalu tilka izan karratun khasira. Meaning that even after we have crumbled the bones, etc., if we some of us believe, then it would be a very strong loss. Now, it needs a little bit explanation, and that explanation done by Dr. Yakut in a footnote. I will just give you the essence of that footnote. And they said, denying and mocking that the return after death, if it occurs, is a losing return, and we are not a people of the loss. This is what Dr. Yakut footnotes say on the Khasara. Okay, but actually, if you look through very carefully, what other Mustafarin has explained me, which I remember, is that the word kalu is used, which is a Madi word. And the use of a past tense now suggests that some of them actually, those people who deny the resurrection, some of them actually gave some thought to it. What they have been saying, right? This is the reason iza used. Tamam al nakri wa ta'ajjub. Okay. So if there is some truth to it, slightly possibility what they're saying is true, then certainly it's going to be a very big loss. Then we would be in a really big trouble. Okay, that's what in a simplified word saying. So in summary, first of all, they're mockingly mentioned that will we be resurrected after our bones has decayed totally? But some of them giving the thought what they are saying, they say if this is true, and that's where the shirk comes in. It is a slight possibility what they are saying is a truth. Is it true? Then certainly is a karratun khasira. Then certainly we will be in a big loss. So now look at, brother and sister, what our translation, our explanation matches to the translation available. This is, I think, ayah number 12. So I'm going to copy from here. Copy. Then I'm going to bring it to our master document and paste it here. This is a very important. This is important, and on the fact that everything is basically depending upon the harfu istifham, the way it is used here. Okay, so now Dr. Mustafa Khatam is explaining the last sentence, Kalu tilka izan karratun khasira, is that, see, they say the adding, then such a return would be a total loss for us. Would be a total loss for us. It makes us, when we read, even after we have been reduced to decayed bone, if that is true, then such a return would be a great loss for us. Okay. Dr. Mohorali, they say, then that then will be a return in loss. That then would be a return in loss. Sister Iman Torres make it simpler. They say, then that would be a return with loss. That would be a return with loss. Okay. So Alhamdulillah, if you go back to what we did today, I think we started from the ayah from here. यकूलूना आइन्ना से हर्फ वो इस्तेमाल इनकारी यकूलूना आइन्ना लमरदूदून फिल हाफिरत. Say, they say, really? Shall we really be to return to the way to our former state, the way of before? Iza kunna izamun nakra. Even after our bones has crumbled totally, kalu tilka idan karratun khasira. And there's some of them say, if there is a slight truth to in, because Madi use kalu in there, if there is a slight possibility what they're saying is true, then certainly we would be in a great loss. I think we have a little bit overtime right now. And I would have really preferred to, finish the other ayah also. But I think our star told us that we should not go beyond hour and a half or 40-minute maximum. So I think next week, inshallah, we try to pick up a little bit faster. So what I will do, I will give you a screenshot and then we conclude with the dua, inshallah. So here is our grammar analysis here. And then this is the vocab, second page of vocab. Okay. And on the part, and there is one more page. So I would really suggest, brother and sister, when you have a time, look at the vocabulary a bit carefully and try to understand the different, from the same root words, different forms are used in the Quran and how they change slightly in the meaning and why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen a particular word for that particular sentence, inshallah, and you will be amazed at the beauty and eloquency of the subject. Okay, so inshallah, we will start our next class from the next ayah 13. I will write down here. I would have really preferred to finish up till ayah 14 because a new thing started. But inshallah, yeah, we will go. We will try to catch up a little bit more next week, inshallah. So we're going to end our class with a dua, alhamdulillah, very quickly. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our devotion of time to study and understand the Quranic Arabic language as a good deed in our scale of good hasanat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our families, our spouses, our children with excellent health. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all in our jobs, in our businesses, in our careers, and the profession of our choice and the education of our children. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us strong memory and a deep knowledge of Arabic and understanding and depth of the message of the Quran so that we can all feel the miracle of Quran in our hearts. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enlighten our home and our families with the light of this Quran and instill this light in the hearts of our children. Allahumma itim lana nuran waqfir lana innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, have a special mercy of the people of Palestine and Gaza. Ya muqallib al-qulubi thabbit qulubana ala dinika. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahma innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. See you next week, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan.